If you think this is just another tech trend, think again. What you're about to discover will change the way you look at every image, every video, every headline, and every message you see online. Because AI slop isn't just ruining the internet, it's quietly shaping how children grow up, how adults make decisions, and how the elderly get deceived every single day. And if you don't understand what's happening, you won't be able to protect the people around you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot AI slop, how to recognize digital traps, and how to help your friends, your family, and especially younger generations avoid the dangers hiding inside this new synthetic reality. Humans once built the internet. We filled it with ideas, creativity, arguments, discoveries, and stories. It was chaotic, imperfect, and sometimes dangerous, but it was undeniably human. Today, something very different is happening. The internet is being overwhelmed, quietly and relentlessly, by content created not by people, but by machines. This tidal wave has a name, AI slop, and it's transforming the internet into something unrecognizable. AI slop is not just low-quality content. It's an entirely new ecosystem of machine-generated videos, images, articles, memes, reviews, recommendations, and fake personalities, all produced in massive volume, all flooding digital platforms at a scale humans cannot compete with. For the first time, we're facing an internet where the majority of content may no longer come from human minds. These are the top 7 ways AI slop is destroying the internet, and the devastating consequences this will have on your life, your family, the older generation, and most importantly, the generation that will grow up inside this machine-made world. 7. Information pollution on an unprecedented scale. The first and most immediate impact of AI slop is the collapse of information quality. AI can generate thousands of articles in minutes. Articles that look polished, confident, and real, but are often filled with errors, distortions, or invented facts. Entire websites now publish hundreds of AI-generated posts per day, designed only to rank on search engines or to harvest ad revenue. The difference between truth and fiction becomes harder to see. Search results become a minefield. News feeds become polluted with stories that feel legitimate but have no basis in reality. Humans, who once acted as gatekeepers of knowledge, are drowned out by a relentless flood of machine-generated guesswork. We saw early versions of this years ago: clickbait farms, fake news websites, bot-generated comments flooding political posts. But now the volume is exponentially larger, and the content looks far more convincing. A human eye can no longer tell the difference. Information pollution becomes the new normal, and the truth becomes optional. 6. Meaningless videos dominating algorithms. Platforms built for human creativity, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, are increasingly dominated by machine-made videos. AI slop videos follow a simple pattern: generic narration, random footage, zero original thought, and mass production at record speed. They overwhelm the algorithm not through quality, but through quantity. A human creator might spend days or weeks crafting a meaningful video. An AI system can generate hundreds before the sun rises. Algorithms reward consistency and volume, not soul or insight. The result is predictable. AI slop rises, human creativity sinks. Viewers begin scrolling through endless content that feels hollow, repetitive, and strangely lifeless. The internet becomes a buffet with 1,000 dishes but no real flavor. This isn't just annoying, it changes the psychology of content consumption. People start expecting speed, not depth. Noise, not substance. And eventually, our standards for what content even means begin to collapse. 5. The deepfake explosion and the death of visual trust. For most of human history, seeing was believing. Photos, recordings, and videos were treated as evidence, proof that something really happened. Deepfake technology has destroyed that foundation. AI can now create faces that never existed, videos of people who were never in the same room, voices that replicate any person on Earth, and scenes so realistic they can fool experts. We've already seen fake celebrity scandals, fabricated crimes, political misinformation, and synthetic influencers with millions of followers. But this is only the beginning. In the past, false images or manipulated photos took time, skill, and effort. Today, deepfakes can be produced instantly, endlessly, and by anyone. The sheer volume of synthetic content means society will face a crisis unlike anything before: the collapse of visual trust. When everything can be faked, nothing can be trusted. The truth loses meaning, and a new question emerges. If evidence can be fabricated at will, how do we prove reality? 4. AI-generated memes and the loss of internet culture. Memes were once the purest expression of internet culture, spontaneous, clever, absurd, uniquely human. They were inside jokes created by people, for people. But AI slop has transformed memes into mass-produced, algorithm-optimized content with no soul, no context, and no cultural intuition. AI creates millions of memes per day, flooding social media with images that look funny but feel empty. The timing is off, the references don't land. The humor is shallow. Memes become noise rather than culture. We saw a small version of this years ago when corporate social media accounts tried to imitate meme culture and failed miserably. But now, instead of interns pretending to be relatable, the entire internet is being filled with automated mimicry. The next generation may grow up thinking this hollow, mass-produced digital sludge is humor, not knowing what real, human, chaotic meme culture used to be. Internet culture becomes sanitized, artificial, and algorithmically predictable. 3. Human creators being replaced at every level. AI slop doesn't just overwhelm the internet, it competes directly with human creators. AI now generates images, music, voiceovers, entire videos, essays, news reports, books, and even influencers. It can imitate a creator's style, copy their voice, mimic their mannerisms, and publish content faster than any human ever could. For the first time in digital history, the competition is not between creators, it is between humans and machines. Small creators are the first to be crushed. Their ideas are harvested, replicated, and multiplied by algorithms that don't sleep. Their niches are invaded by AI farms that generate content endlessly. Large creators survive a little longer, but even they feel the pressure. The volume of AI content changes the expectations of audiences and platforms. Creativity becomes industrialized. The internet turns into a factory, not a community. 2. The rise of AI-driven scams and the exploitation of the elderly. AI slop is not just an annoyance, it is a weapon. Scammers use AI to create fake phone calls that sound exactly like someone's daughter, husband, or grandchild. They produce realistic fake emails from banks, governments, or trusted brands. They create synthetic news articles, cloned voices, and convincing deepfake videos that manipulate and deceive. Older adults are especially vulnerable. Many already struggle to navigate a digital world full of ads, pop-ups, fake buttons, and confusing interfaces. Now they face attacks from AI systems designed to imitate trust. There are already documented cases of elderly people handing over thousands of dollars because a cloned voice told them a loved one was in danger. AI-powered romance scams, investment scams, and impersonation attacks are rising at alarming rates. In the past, these schemes required effort and skill. Today, anyone with a laptop can deploy a whole arsenal of AI tools to deceive victims on a massive scale. As the internet becomes less human, it also becomes less safe, especially for those who rely on trust to navigate technology. 1. A generation growing up without reality. The most dangerous consequence of AI. Slop is not happening today. It's happening in the minds of children who will grow up surrounded by synthetic content. For decades, people learned to distinguish truth from lies by comparing information with real-world experience. But children raised in a world of AI-generated media will not have that anchor. They will see videos that never happened, photos of people who never existed, stories written by no one, influencers who are not alive, news that has no source, memes without meaning, tutorials generated by machines, online friends who are AI. Their sense of reality will be shaped by a digital environment where truth and fiction are indistinguishable. We've seen early versions of this before. Children in the early 2000s believed hoax chain emails. Teenagers in the 2010s believed fake Instagram influencers who edited every photo. Millions of people believed manipulated viral posts on Facebook during political events. But those were small waves compared to the tsunami coming now. AI slop removes the last layer of protection, the need for human effort. In the future, children may grow up questioning whether anything online is real. Or worse, they may stop caring. When an entire generation grows up inside a synthetic reality, the consequences will echo through society for decades. This is the true danger, not that AI will fool adults, but that it will shape the minds of children before they ever know what truth looks like. The internet is becoming something non-human. AI slop is not just a phase. It is the beginning of a fundamental transformation of the internet. Information is polluted. Algorithms are manipulated. Creativity is mass-produced. Scams are industrialized. Culture is hollowed out. Trust is collapsing. And the next generation may grow up without ever knowing what reality feels like online. The rise of AI slop marks the end of the human internet and the birth of something new. Something synthetic, something we are only beginning to understand. If you want to stay ahead of this transformation, if you want to understand how AI is reshaping our world, our societies, and our minds, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Planet Files, and turn on notifications. And tell us in the comments, which part of the AI slop crisis should we investigate next? Your idea may become our next documentary.